Okay, we are recording. Hi guys, I'm so excited. Tonight, Noelle Cruz actually asked me to just host this Zoom and just bring somewhat of inspiration, whatever I can to the table to help you guys bring to the table what's working, what's new for this month, and just what this is about. I'm super, super excited to just share myself with you, my story. I'm Rachel Miller. I am double diamond. I'm 22 years old. I have a 2-year-old who acts like 20, and she is my love of my life, but she drives me crazy. So, but she is the reason I definitely do this. And fast forward or rewind 3 years ago, I joined this business. And when I joined it, I was working a CNA job. I was working, 8 to 16 hours, and I was doing night shift into graveyard shift. And the week I joined, I was approached by a stranger, and the week I joined, I had a really crappy week. I crashed my car, and I didn't have a way to work anymore. So I was like, yeah, I kind of need that whole thing you were talking about. Like, how do I do that? And so I got started. I had to borrow the money. I didn't have the money to start. And fast forward 3 weeks from that, I found out I was pregnant. From when I joined to when I found out I was pregnant, I actually sat on the business. I didn't do anything with it, and just because I didn't know what I had my hands on. This is my third company, and my last. I found my home, but I found out I was pregnant, and I needed a way to make an income, stay home with her, and to give her a life that I never had growing up. So I knew that to have something different, I had to do something different. So I got on the phone with my mentor, and I was like, okay, how do I do this? Like, just tell me how to do it, and I'll do it, whatever I have to do. And I think like a month after that, I quit my job. Didn't even have the means to quit, but I quit. And I knew that if this was going to be my only income, I'd make it work. Like, I would have no other choice. And I was like throwing up in the parking lot. So like, I really didn't have another choice, barely taking care of myself, let alone 14 senior citizens. It wasn't a good story. So, so fast forward 2 years from that, I joined in 16. So yeah, 17, no, not even that. So 2017, February 1st, I had my baby girl. And it actually, that night, I promoted to Ruby while in labor, giving birth. And that's something that I look back and I'm like, yeah, that's what I did. But like, it's kind of a big deal. Like, have you ever just started talking to a bunch of people and then actually had a kid on top of it? It's kind of like a lot of work. so, so I pushed out a kid, went Ruby, and then I sat at Ruby for a year. And let me tell you this, when you get into this business, guys, you're going to start at a level where your mind is fresh. It's new. You're learning about open opportunities and how to be a business owner, right? I was not the person I needed to be when I went Ruby to be a person that needed to lead a double diamond team, which is what I am now. So you're going to grow. And if you aren't open-minded to growing, then you're in the wrong field. You're in the wrong career. This is an open-minded, growing. You're always self-growing. You don't want to ever be the smartest person in the room. You want to take as much as you can from the best and then apply it to your team. And obviously have that balance, as we so call, but really try to dig deep of why you need this, go into it, and apply yourself. And people, they just did, I think, a statistic the other day of the people that make the most money in this company are average spending about 2 hours a day on their business. 2 hours a day, and they're making like 30 plus grand a month. That is so doable, and they're just doing what they're doing is their focused work. And so I think that's so like mind-blowing. Okay, you want to make 30 grand a month? Okay, well, make 2 hours consistent and focused, and you can really expand your paycheck. And as your paycheck grows, you're going to grow, right? So a better mind is a better leader, and a better leader grows your paycheck. So, okay, so fast forward 2018, I went to conference. Can everybody drop a one if you were going to green carpet? It's in September. I know it's sold out, and it sold out really fast, but drop a one if you're going to green carpet. Guys, I live for events. I am a blue at heart. If you don't know the colors, personalities, you need to go take the test at jacobadamo.com and get your colors. It's mind-blowing how you can be labeled by a color. But I am a blue. I started out as a yellow, really friendly, became a red, really like force going, and now I'm a blue and I love to party. So so events are where I love to be, and events are where your mind grows and where you grow as a person to know where you're going, to get the vision that you need to know where you're at and where you're going, right? So having a dream board, or you know, going and hearing somebody else's story and saying, well, if they did it, then I can do it too, right? And you'll hear that so many times in this business. Well, I saw they did it, and I saw they had this kind of background, and I saw they came from this, and they did this. And we all start with the same distributor kit. You get some products for $99, $49. Some of y'all came in for $10, okay? You can do this. We all started from the bottom. The top #1 income earners, they bought the same kit, and they started from the bottom, and now they are the top income earners. So you can do this if they can, right? So fast forward, went to conference. Mark played his Black Horse story, and that was mind-boggling in itself. Made me cry. I had fake eyelashes. Those came off. And I was totally just mind blown of what he said. And something I will never forget is he was like, you know, I will not stop until that mom comes home to their kids, till you know, that military spouse is able to leave the military and come home with their family full time, till a mom can walk into the grocery store and not have to put something back, or go to the gas tank and fill it up every single time. Do you know how many times I go to the gas station and I just cry because I'm like, I can fill my gas tank every single time, and I don't have to think about it. I don't have to, oh, maybe I'll just put $5 now because I need that other $5 for something that might go wrong. Like, that was my mindset before this company. And there are people out there that have the same struggle, and it's up to you to just talk to them and share some kind of light, and know that even if you don't have that story right now, you're going to, and it's going to, I started attracting people. When I went to conference, I came home, I said, I'm going to earn that $5,000 bonus. I did that very month. And it was because I was like, knowing where I was going, and I was telling people all about it. Hey, I'm going to make a $5,000 bonus, and it's going to do X, Y, and Z. Are you coming with me? Do you want to make money too? Because I have to help somebody make money, and I would love for it to be you. And like, that totally blew people's mind. And guess what? People started signing. I found my rock star, and we ran. And I went from Ruby, my paycheck was like barely $300, to over almost a $5,000 paycheck in 3 months. So February we came home. I went Emerald. What was it? February, March, I went Diamond, and then April I went Double, and I made my mom Emerald, so that I got another $5,000 bonus. So it was just insane how the paycheck grew, and it was all because of going to that event, getting the vision, catching what you're supposed to do, and just getting to work, talking to a bunch of people as you can. It's a numbers game. If you haven't figured that out by now, I'm telling you right now, it's a numbers game. For every like 20 people I talk to, I get one person like going to sign up. And I'm okay with that, because I'd rather weed out the people that want more than the people that are just twiddling their thumbs, right? So, you know, there's a reason why there are more employees than bosses. And it's because not everybody has the mentality to be a boss, right? They don't have the mentality to run a business. And it's just up to you to talk to as many people as you can. Be excited about what you got hands on. Can you drop a 2 if you use the products? If you use the products, you run an auto every month, you know, you have results, drop a 2. Guys, I lost 70 pounds with these products. 70 pounds. And that took my business so far because I was passionate about what my journey was, and what I was going to do, and what I was going to achieve. I've never been under 200 pounds. Like that wasn't a thing when I was younger. I came from a heavyset family and we just were all big. It was the known fact. And out of high school and coming into this business, I was like, I want to drop this weight. Like I don't want to be this heavy my whole entire life. I want to be able to play with my kid and not feel like I'm having a heart attack at 22, right? So so I lost 70 pounds and I kept telling my people, I kept them updated. I was going live, I was taking pictures, I was down another pound, down another pound, down 5 pounds. Oh my gosh, this month I lost 10 pounds, whatever it may be. I was keeping people updated with my journey. And people were like, well, what are you doing? What are you saying? How are you making money? How are you getting this $5,000 bonus? How'd you just do it again? And people ask questions. People are nosy as heck. They're going to ask. People want to know all the business. Why do you think they created Facebook? It's so that everybody knows your business, right? And I'm not saying you got to lay it all out on the floor, but at the same time, your Facebook, your Instagram, wherever you market, that is your platform. And that is what you're going to share your story. You're going to share how you went from barely being able to fill your gas tank to now helping a stranger fill theirs, you know, and things like that. And it may not be something that you have now, but you're going to, like, I want to pay 10 people's electricity bill. I would love to just call up the electricity company and be like, hey, I want to apply some money to some people's accounts and just bless people, because that's the thing. God's going to bless you not only for your own need, but he's going to bless you in abundance so you can bless others, right? So I'm super excited about what's coming. This month is insane. The promotions they put out, they continued it from June. So July, a little update with the company. July, you have, if you sign up a DT this month, they have 4 months. So actually technically kind of have 5. They have all of July and they have August, September, and October to go diamond and earn a $10,000 bonus, right? And they actually have the opportunity to go anywhere from $10,000 to $25,000 bonuses. If they keep going up, they're going to earn the rank up bonuses. So 10,000s on diamond, 15s on double, I believe, and then triple, pres, and ambassador are 25,000. So they have the access to those. So that's $100,000 if you earn all of them. And there are people that have gone to pres in 4 months. So it's so possible, but you got to get to work. So I'm excited about that. That's huge in itself. That's a selling point. Hey, do you want to earn a $10,000 bonus the next 4 months on top of a $2,000 income monthly? Hell yeah, sign me up. Where do I sign, right? So that's definitely a good one. What else? Right now they extended the codes. So till July 7th, you have to use your code. So if you bought your green carpet ticket, you actually got 3 half-off codes. Those were supposed to expire the end of June. They extended them to July 7th. Okay, so you have July 7th, and I think it's 12:59 Eastern Standard Time, I believe. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. We East Coast go to 1 a.m. So it goes by Central. So what else? They also just launched the live stream. So if you cannot go to conference, I want you to drop a 3. Say, hey, I missed it. You know, I wasn't able to get it. Whatever it may be, I want you to drop a 3. Okay? All of you guys that are dropping 3s right now, I want you to go get your live stream ticket. It's $29, I believe, and you get to see the whole thing online, okay? And you get 1 half-off code for purchasing your ticket, and that is good for the whole month of July, okay? So other thing is, a little secret, if you did get your green carpet ticket, it's okay. You can go buy the live stream too and get that other code. So definitely go get that live stream ticket. I know I got mine, so it's definitely important to get all the codes you can, because getting people in for half off, who doesn't want to join for cheaper, right? So just know those half off codes do not apply to the bigger result packs. Just the standard $99 kit cuts it in half, okay? And then I think that's good for updates. Green carpet's September 20th, so if you are going, you know, mark your calendars and prepared. I'm so excited. So I wanted to jump in. That kind of ties in, but going into events, guys, the way I work my business, we get paid to do 2 things, okay? Enroll loyal customers and enroll DTs. And when we enroll DTs and get them their 2 customers in their first 30 days, you get a $100 fast start. Those pay out weekly. Guys, I lived on these like the first 2 years of my business. I remember there was a month where I earned $1,400 in fast starts because I needed to pay bills and I needed to do things. And I was a Ruby. Earning $1,400 in fast starts. So, and what did that do? That built my income, that built my chart. And then that's how I went from, Ruby to double so fast because I was building in the scenes. So they also say, whoa, you guys can mute yourself. Awesome. Okay. They also say if you're working, you're planting seeds, right? It takes about 3 months for your seeds to harvest. So if you're doing the work constantly for 3 months, you're going to see that harvest about month 4. Okay. So don't quit at week 1 because you got 20 no's. First of all, you didn't talk to enough people. You're trying to make $2,000 and you're talking to 200 people. That math doesn't add up, right? So you got to talk to more people. Like I said, it's a numbers game. So I want you guys to make a challenge. Y'all, you can build this business even with a half an hour. Put on a timer. 10 minutes, I'm going to do follow-ups. 10 minutes, I'm going to do host a post, which we're going to go over. And 10 minutes, I'm going to do posting and polls or whatever it may be. It's up to you to tell your time where it's going to go. You have the opportunity to, you can mute yourself out. I don't know why it's allowing people to unmute. Hold up. Okay. So if you, what was I just saying? Oh man. You have the opportunity to earn fast starts, right? You have the opportunity to control your time. Control your time. Tell your time where to go. If you do not tell your time where to go, it's going to go somewhere. So you might as well tell it where to go, right? So half an hour, 10-minute increments and, get those tasks done. Do a checklist. I thrive on checklists and I am not great by any means. I love being organized and it lets me know that I got my tasks done and then I feel good for the day. So I'm going to jump into how to do HAPs. So something I'm doing right now is I work mainly on Facebook. I'm not the best on Instagram, but I do my stories on Instagram because they are very, stories are where it's at right now. They did a poll how most people are signing their customers and their distributors. It's from stories and host a post. Okay. So what I want you guys to do is go to Pinterest. Okay. Get a cute background, maybe put in pineapple or something, right? Pick one, go to Instagram, put on, I'm looking for 3 people who are, and then save it, post, okay? The next slide, it's going to be looking to lose 10 to 15 pounds. Save it, post. And there is an option to, on your Instagram, I'll pull it up, to actually save it while you're in it. So say, okay. So say, can you guys see this? Okay. So you see this like little arrow up top? That's your save button. Okay. So if you take your photo, upload your photo, save it, okay, then it's going to go to your gallery. You push your story, so it goes to your story, and then you can actually go to the bottom here and take your photos, and then my photo's like right there, okay? And then I can then start writing, and whatever was on that last side is going to save there. So you can start adding. So every time they go through and they click, they're seeing what was there before, and then they're seeing the new pop-up. And that's how I do my stories. And that's super quick, super easy. And it just goes boom, 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 boom. And the last one's a poll. So it kind of like overrides the whole screen and they pick the poll, right? So that's how I do my stories. And I'll do that on Facebook and Instagram. Unfortunately, you can't post to Instagram and then put it to Facebook. You have to do the poll on both of them because the poll won't register from Instagram. So what's the other thing? Posting. Okay, so what you talk about the most is what you're going to sign the most. And that's something I've totally learned myself. on your page, I want you to share your struggle of where you've been and why you are going where you're going. Maybe it's to pay off a debt. Maybe it's to get out of debt. Maybe it's to, come home to your babies. Maybe it's you dropped your kid off and they're screaming their head off and it breaks your heart. Guys, I feared of that moment, and that's what drove me. It didn't happen for me, but I knew that it happened for others, and I didn't want that. I didn't want to put my kid in daycare. I didn't want to pay daycare. It's like $800 a month or something. Like, it's insane. It's like a mortgage. So like, I was fearful of what was going to happen. So I did the work so it didn't happen. So making sure that your stories, or whether it's where you're going, where you've been, because people are going to connect to your struggle more than your success. They don't care about really how much money you're making. They care that you started where they started, so they know they can do it too. So really explain what you're going through. Take pictures with your products. I don't recommend like putting up the keto coffee and be like, who wants to try this? I would have like a cup, like a mug, or like a cup with like the collagen and it's orange, or the greens and it's, green or chocolate or whatever. And people are like, oh, what are you drinking? Or, oh, how does it do that? What is it? They don't know the company. They don't know really what it is, except for what you said in your post. They comment info, and that gives you the chance to talk to them. Maybe they don't need the product that they comment on. Maybe they need something else, but they don't know because they really don't know their health goal. Most people don't. So you go through your list of questions and you figure out what they need. So posting product, business, and haps. And stories. So haps, what I personally do, a lot of people, when you get on, you say, hey, can I ask you a favor? I got to the point where people are like, you want me to post a post? And it like, people already assumed what I was going to ask. And I was like, okay, we need to like switch this up. So right now what I'm doing is I say, hey, Lev, can I ask you a question? And they don't know what I'm going to say. They have no idea. Sometimes they think that I'm going to like hit on them. I don't know. I've asked guys too, and they're like, oh, I thought you were going to hit on me. I'm like, no, not really. But, okay. So asking, hey, can I ask a question? Then something within your team, maybe it's something that you do. It could be 25 bucks. Okay. Hey, I'm doing a raffle for $25 or a free product. Would you want to be entered? All you have to do is post a status for me and tag me. I'll do the rest. It would mean the world to me, or whatever. It's literally like 3 sentences. Don't make it long. Don't make it huge. But it's something simple that can be duplicated. You can do it fast. My suggestion, send out the, hey, love, can I ask you a question? Do that to about 20 to 30 people first. Don't answer them. Get those messages out. Get those 30 out. Then go back and say, okay, this is what and it's literally copy and paste, okay? You should be doing that enough. So much that you should get bored of it. And it's going to be so consistent. You're going to do that every single day. At least 20 to 30 people. Y'all, if you're trying to make at least $300 to $500 a month, you should be talking to at least 30 people a day. Why? Because it's a numbers game. How many of that 30 people are actually going to join on point A1? It's like 3%, I think, join on the first try. So 7 to 21 times the follow-ups are when people join. Do you know on the 7th try, 98% actually join? So it takes that follow-up. It takes that consistency. Get a planner, get something to write down that you can be like, okay, I made this contact. I'm going to follow up Friday. And most people get paid Friday, so that's a good follow-up day. So yeah, that's host a post. I don't do photos for my posts, but you can if you want to. I know Instagram, you kind of have to if they're doing it on their page or their story, obviously. But I do basically Facebook with no photos, just the tag and the message. So yeah, do you guys have questions? Before I get into my next part, actually, yes, it will, or it has. Perfect. Can you give me ideas on how to attract DTs? Okay, Vicky, so basically what I want you to do is just tell your story. It doesn't mean that you have to have an it work story. It means that you have to have a life story, right? You're so many years old. I'm assuming you're over 18. You're in the business. So you have some story of when you grew up, what life was like. Maybe it was like your parents, maybe whatever. And tell them a story. People buy not on facts. They buy on emotion. They buy because something makes them feel good or will make them feel good. So if you can bring that to their attention and be like, hey, like, I want you to stop feeling stressed when it comes to paying the bills every month. I want you to stop feeling that anxiety when you pull up to the gas tank and you don't know how much you can put in your tank. I want to eliminate that feeling. What can I do? How much do you need to make that feeling go away? And express that. So people, like I said, buy on emotion. They join on emotion. They join on they're sick and tired of being sick and tired. And that's going to go into my next part, but I want to read this. 30 and up. So you can totally take out the hey love or hey girl. Yeah, if it's an older woman, I tend to leave away from the girl or love or anything like that. I'll just say their name, just because I don't want to offend. I've had that happen in the past, and it was nothing intentional, but it was just how they responded. So definitely know your audience, who you're talking to. So definitely switch that up in the verbiage. Even guys, obviously, I'm not going to say, hey, girl, or hey, love. I'm going to be like, hey, Joe, or whatever it may be. So yeah, so I'm excited. I'm going to go into the next part, and we're going to wrap this up. I know we're half an hour in, so we're good for time. Okay, so I want you guys to list your struggles right now that you're having in this business. Go ahead in the chat. List struggles, fears, anxieties, and I'm going to more or less address them and kind of bring it home. Going live. Okay, yes. Getting DTs. Okay. Signing DT and a host to post. Vicki, can you explain to me what fears you about host to post? Getting DTs to work. That's a good one, Lisa.
Basically, when I message people and I ask them to host a post, they just get very offended by that cold message. Even if I had a relationship, even people I know for years, they just simply don't want to be bothered. And I guess I kind of step back a little and don't do as many as I was because of that. I mean, I still do them. I just don't do them as much.
Yeah. So can I ask you something?
Absolutely.
Do those people pay your bills?
No.
Okay. So it's just a mindset. You just gotta get over it. And I'm not trying to be rude.
No, listen, I love you. You've helped me so much already.
It's literally a mindset. Y'all are saying how getting DTs, you know, I'm going to fail this time around, and getting people to sign up and order. It's a mindset, guys. If you keep telling yourself that nobody's going to sign, nobody's going to host, and with Vicki, I mean, it's a lot of your generation. They think what we do is a scam just because of past generations and things like that, which is totally understandable. Voice memos might come in handy at that point, or just maybe having like a video and like, hey, you know, this would mean a lot to me. I know we've known each other for X amount of years or whatever it may be. I'm just saying, hey, would you mind doing me a quick favor? And if they say no, okay, on to the next. Most of my family didn't join me for 2 years in.
Okay.
And I could have let that stop me, but I knew what I wanted. I knew that I had to stay home with my daughter, and my bills had to get paid, regardless of if they believed in me or not. My brother thought it was a total scam, and now I'm still his Uber, so I don't know what to tell him.
All right.
So,
cool.
It's definitely a mindset. So yes.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Getting my ABV in every month. Okay, Amber, girl, I know, I get it. When I joined, I had to borrow the $99. So for me, spending $100 a month, I was like, you're kidding, right? I don't even have 100 to join. But you have it. If I told you that you could make $1 million in the next 8 months, but you had to run an 80 BV every single month to make $1 million in the next 8 months, that's promoting once a month. Would you do it? You'd do it. You'd figure out how to spend $100 to get $1 million in 8, right? So it's about mindset. It's about coming up with that money, and you joined a business. Y'all, drop a 4 if you know you joined a business. Do you know you joined a business? You are your own boss. You joined a business. That means you got to show up. You got to open those doors every single day. You got to tell people you are open for business. You are literally standing on a gold mine. But it's up to you to get to work. It's up to you to put in that dedication, put in that time. When you don't feel like being up at 9:30 at night, you get up. You do it. Because when I was working 8 to 16-hour shifts, I didn't feel like being up, right? I didn't feel like doing this. When I was pregnant and puking out my brains half the day, I didn't feel like talking to someone. But I did it. When I was pushing out a kid, I didn't feel like really talking to anybody. I was kind of busy, but I did it because I knew at the end of the day, I needed that paycheck next month to take care of my new baby girl, right? So you got to put it down. And I'm saying this the bluntest way, most blunt way I can say it. It's up to you. You are the common denominator in your business, okay? So, so yeah, you gotta show up. You gotta put it in, and you gotta self-development. That's what I can say. Self-development. Put your YouTube on. Put in self-development. Put in motivation. Put in mindset. Put in feeling tired. Self-development. Tony Robbins. What's some others? Mike Todd. I love him. He's a preacher, but a lot of hymns can incorporate into like a business concept. Let it out, girl. Feel it. Use this emotion to pressure your goals. Yes. This is what I do now, working 16-hour shifts. Eric Thompson, Mel Robbins. Yep. Okay, so guys, I'm going to scroll up a little bit because I don't know if I missed anybody. Getting DTs, knowing what to post. You're just posting your life. Just post what you're taking. Post where you're going. Post that you have some spots available, and you're looking, and then tell a story. You're looking to do X, Y, and Z. You're looking to help someone make an extra $500 because you knew X, Y, and Z before this business, and this is where you're going. Just tell a story, guys. Make that emotion there. Get no action on my polls, on my stories, even people get to know you questions. Okay, so that tells me one thing, Kelly. You're not interacting with people. Because if people are not seeing your posts or they're not interacting, then you're not adding value for them to add value to you. Does that make sense? So if you are, which I don't think, but if you are, then you're just not doing a lot. So I want you to take 10 minutes of your power hour and just spend interacting on people's polls, their stories. If you like heart their stories, when you go to ask them for a host to post or something, it's going to show them the last time you interacted, and they'll be like, oh, this person interacts on my stuff. So I might be able to do this because, you know, it's not just a random cold message. They've actually been interacting with me. So things like that. People want to know that you care about them just as much as the other way around, right? So people don't care about what you know until they know how much you care. Okay, so make sure you make that connection. We're paid on making connections, and that's what brings you the longevity of people staying in your business and having them work. Somebody did say about having your DTs work. That's a mindset. You got to gather the groups. It leads from the front. It'll trickle down from the top. So if you're not in the right mindset, if you're not filling your cup to then fill the team, then you can't expect your team to be filled. Right? You can't expect your team to feel like they know where they're going if you don't, right? So do self-development, get on these Zoom calls, make these priority. Hey, I'm jumping on this. Hey, I'm doing this. Lead from the front. Start signing. Start worrying about your own work, your DTs, your LCs. Obviously, worrying about people's charts and their promotions, it helps you. But worrying about your own work and making sure you're getting your work in, leading from the front and showing them how it's done instead of telling them. Because when you show them, they're going to be like, okay, well, she's making this money. She's doing X, Y, and Z. I guess I should do X, Y, and Z so I can make this kind of money, right? So showing them how to do it instead of telling them is a huge thing when it comes to leaders. And guys, you're not going to know everything out the gate. You're going to learn it as you go. Like I said, it took me 3 years to know the information I know now. I was not the leader type person 3 years ago. So, work a full-time job, Uber and DoorDash when I can get here with a 7-month-old at home. Yeah, so Joe, you want to pick that time, and then you want to do those dedicated things. And we're going to go over, those time slots of what to do and how to make that dedicated time. But you just have to have that task list. And guys, if you have a 6 list, it should be posting, messaging, adding, self-development. Oh, what's the other ones? checking in with team, and there's another one, and I forget it. I mean, it could be a 5 list, but you get the point. You got to have a list, right? Checklist, things that you get done in a certain amount of time, put on a timer, whatever you got to do. I asked them about the plank instead of the business. I'll say we're all set. That relationship. Yeah, that's awesome. Yes, build that relationship. Absolutely. What do you do when you win? Do you win? Okay, so someone said about having not family or friends or anybody support them, I'm assuming is the question. Like I said, my family didn't support me for like 2 years. My mom still thinks it's a joke, and I help her pay her bills. Don't know what to tell her. It's okay. It's still paying mine. I don't know what to tell her. So those people don't pay your bills. They're not going to get you where you want. They're not going to put the work in for you. They don't care about your bills. They barely care about theirs. So you can't let people's opinions, people that are supposed to be your friends, newsflash, they ain't real friends if they're not supporting you. My best friend could give craps about this business, but she supports me every time I need a post. Every time I have an event, she's there. She ain't even in the business. She's always my guest. So it's fine, but she's a supportive, and she knows that I have that mindset that I can do whatever I want. And she has her own goals. She has her own things that make her want to do what she wants. But those aren't real friends if they don't support you. So personally, what I do is I block them or unfriend them. That's up to you. I don't tell people to do which way because that can get sticky. But what else? Went through. Okay, so what I want you to do, Cecilia, I want you to go into a group that you have something common about. And I want you to add a couple people, okay? And go in different groups or whatever. Add some people that you genuinely like how they present themselves on Facebook, how they talk. They don't, they aren't cursing, they ain't smoking weed, whatever, you don't want those crazy, outgoing people, but you want people that are collective. You want a certain vibe, whatever you want on your team, your kind of tribe. That's the type you want to start adding. Don't just add for craps and giggles. But yeah, go down, start adding people. You need to put more people on your list so that you get that hundreds list going. Interact on them. Don't message them right away. Interact on them unless you have that feeling. Because I've had people where I've added them. I'm like, hey girl, I know I just added you and this is totally random, but like, girl, you could do what I do. And then they say, well, what do you do? And this and that. So that's definitely something that's big. So just don't message everybody right away. That could get sticky. 5,000. Yeah, I always max out my profile, so I have to go in and like delete to add more and all that. But if you actually print out your Facebook list, it's an awesome way to do hacks, and it's an awesome way to and I can post that in Black Diamond, but how to do it. But it's an awesome way. Like I love having, I don't have it in here, but having my Facebook list, and then I have at least like 20 people on a page or something like that, and I go through and I highlight a yellow who did a hat. A green dot is a potential DT. Blue dot's a potential LC. If you're green, highlighted green, you are a DT. If you're highlighted blue, you're already a loyal. Sorry, the kids are in the back. So that's kind of my way of going through my friends list. Then I go back on my follow-up day and go through that list again, making sure they post for me and or following up with those conversations, because obviously you'll have conversations within those people. So printing out your friends list can be a huge game changer, because then it gives you 20 to 60 plus people to message. Like, okay, I need to message these people in the next 20 minutes. Game on. There's no who do I message, right? So, but you got to build your friends list to do that. So, yes, I will put that in the Black Diamond of how to do that. So, guys, I'm gonna end kind of and wrap it up, but I wanted to share with you guys kind of just from my heart. You joined to make money, right? You joined to not feel stress. You joined to change your family, your legacy, the way you were brought up to the way you're living now. You don't want to be standing in the same position you're standing a year from now, right? Drop a 5 if you want to be somewhere else, further, beyond. Drop a 5 if you want to be further in your life a year from now. Drop a 5. So y'all want to change your life, right? Yeah, I got some 555s. Yes. Okay. So you want to change, right? You want to evolve. You want to grow, and you want that paycheck to grow with it. Okay? It starts with your mind. Getting your mind right. Self-development, getting in a book, an audio, while you're in the car, listen to something. While you're showering, listen to something. After the kids go to bed, get up before the kids. Like, it is a priority for you to make this work. And nobody else is going to work your business for you. Nobody else is going to pay your bills for you. Nobody else cares about your bills. So, at the end of the day, you got to make that decision. You got to decide why you click join. And you have to get to work. Put your head to it. I know that when I joined, I wanted to be home with my daughter, right? And I wanted $5,000 a month. I wanted that so bad, like in my bones. Like, if I could make that, I'd be good. I'd be set. I could live it, right? I got here, now I'm kind of living bigger. So now I got to dream bigger. And that's okay, because now I get to bless more people on that journey. But my kid's not my why anymore. Yes, $5,000 helped me raise my kid. But now I want to get my parents debt free. I want to prove to them, and as silly as it sounds, but I want to prove to them that it does work. And I did it for them. They didn't have to blink an eye. And I want to have $60,000 for my own wedding, and I'm going to Bora Bora for my honeymoon, okay? Step 1, find the husband, okay? So, like, it's okay. But I know where I'm going, and I know what I want. And just because I don't have it yet doesn't mean that I can't have it. Doesn't mean that God's not already called. He already knows who my husband is. It's taking a little bit longer than I wanted, but it's okay. So he put this business in my line, in my path, for a reason. For that season, it was so that I could stay home with my daughter. Now it's so that I can bless more people, and I can have things that I only ever dreamed of. A boat, a beach house, pay off my parents' house, have $60,000 in savings for my wedding and my honeymoon, which is like an expensive trip. Has anybody looked at how to go to Bora Bora? It is expensive. It's like $7,000 just for tickets, plane tickets. But anyways, but that's what this business can acquire and do for you. So figure out where you're going. Get some people to go with you. Get people to dream. We're paid to be dreamers. We're paid to be believers in something bigger than ourselves. To have more than the average person has, because we're willing to do what most people aren't willing to do. Because we want what most people don't have, right? So to have something that most people don't have, you have to be willing to do something most people wouldn't. Makes sense, right? So insanity. Keep doing the same thing over and over. You're gonna expecting the same outcome, you're gonna drive yourself insane. So doing something different, taking a leap out of the fear and into the faith. Believe, trust, pray over your team. Pray them in and pray them out. That's what Cindy Pentecost says. She says, I pray people in this company as much as I pray them out. Why? Because some people are only here for a season and some people are here for a lifetime. Both need this, but both have different agendas. And that's okay. But you get to pray them in and help them to get where they need to be. And that in turn helps you. So I want you to drop a 6 if you found any value in this tonight. I hope so. But I really love you guys. I totally am here for you. I actually will be starting my own team Zooms. It was just an honor to be able to do it for Noelle and the whole Black Diamond team tonight. So I hope that I inspired you. I gave you some kind of inkling, some kind of something to go about your business and rock it. You got the whole month of July. Y'all can do this. You got 30 days, right? 30 days. And the night's young. It's not even almost 10 o'clock. So all you party animals and night owls, y'all got some messaging to do. So I love you guys. I will talk to you soon. If you guys have any questions, feel free to message me. But I know that you guys are made for more, and I know that you guys can do this. Doesn't matter what age, doesn't matter where you came from, doesn't matter where you started from. There's people of all walks of life in this company, and they've made it to the top because they decided that they wanted more for themselves. They decided that they were worth it. They decided that nobody was going to tell them that they weren't worth 30 grand a month, $500 a month. They weren't worth filling their gas tank every time they went to the gas station. You're worth that. Your family's worth that. You're worth going to the grocery store and not driving yourself insane trying to calculate what you can afford and can't afford, and then your kid picks up 5 different things that you really say no to, but because you don't even have the money for it, you really got to say no. I don't even worry about that. I try not to get her to pick up anything, but it just happens. So I'm like, just throw it in, forget it. But at the end of the day, you guys got to figure out what you want because you're worth it, and just believe and pray over it every single day. So hope you guys loved tonight. I will see you later and next week. Bye.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yes. Bye.